Hello friends, welcome to chess training. Myself Nikhil Joshi welcomes you to the next lesson of basic end games. In this video, we are going to learn about connected passed pawns and disconnected passed pawns. So friends, let's begin the example. In this example, it is white to play. If you watch the position carefully, you can observe that white has got 2 pawns and black has got 1 king alone. It is white to play. Can you see? The black king is attacking the white pawn. So if we allow the pawn to go, there are chances that black may draw the game. So white starts with the move pawn to c4. Can you see what white has done? White pawn has supported his friend from behind. Now this pair of pawns is called connected passed pawns. If black king tries to capture this fellow, white pawn will run forward, and as the black king comes to chase him, he will again run forward. Can you see? The black king cannot catch him from behind. Remember, the king cannot catch pawns from behind. He has to either come from front or from besides the pawn. So coming back to that critical point, our last move was pawn to c4. Black king cannot take this fellow, so his king goes here. What is the next step? Our king must walk forward and help our pawns. Remember, in king and pawn endgames, king should be the leader. Our king's job is to support our pawns as well as attack enemy pawns. So here, white king starts walking forward. Now we get a chance to push the pawn. Black king goes c7, king e6. Can you see what white is doing? His king is trying to go forward and help the pawn to walk forward. Black plays king d8, pawn d6, king e8, pawn d7 check. See, here is the thing. We allow him to block it. But now what we will play? Should we play king to d6? No, it will be a blunder. Because then black king will have no squares to move. And so that will result in a stalemate. So what should white do? He simply pushes the pawn, allows black king to come forward, and now his king goes forward and support the square d8. See, this d8 square is called queening square, where we are going to make a new queen. As white makes a new queen, black resigns the game. So, I hope you have understood the idea of connected passed pawns. Let's now go to the next example. In this example, it is black to play. As we can see, black has got 2 pawns on the chessboard and white has got only 1 pawn. Here, white king is attacking the black pawn. Can you see it? Should we allow white to capture our pawn? No. So he plays pawn to g5. Black's pawn on g5 has supported his friend from behind. So can you see what does this become? This becomes connected passed pawns. White tries to push his pawn. Black has to be careful. He has to first go and capture the white pawn. So he starts walking towards the white pawn. King c7. Here is the thing. Black is not worried that white is going to catch him or capture his pawn. If he captures the black pawn, the another one will run forward. And as we know, the king cannot catch the pawn from behind. That is why in this situation, white cannot capture the pawn. He has to just come back. Now black king comes to attack the white pawn. King into pawn. White has to keep moving here. And now black king comes to help his pawns. King f2. Pawn g4. Check. King d3. See, we have to slowly bring our king to help the pawn. And as we come to e2, which allow us to control the important squares, white resigns because now he cannot stop the f3 pawn from becoming a new queen. So friends, now let's go to the concept of disconnected passed pawns. So this is the example. In this example, it is white to play. Can you see? White has got two pawns, but they are standing away from each other. Now what is disconnected passed pawn? If the pawns stand at a distance of one square from each other and they stand on the same rank, can you see? Both of them stand on the same fourth rank. They are called disconnected passed pawns. White is of course losing this pawn, but now he plays pawn to f5. And now the black king gets into trouble. Why? Because he cannot capture the white pawn. If he takes, then pawn push and king cannot catch the pawn from behind. Now there is one more point. When we have played f5, we have controlled this g5 as well as g6 square. So black king cannot come here to attack our pawn. What should he do? He has to just go back one step. Now white keeps this position of disconnected passed pawns which stand at a distance of 2.5 square bit from each other intact. He simply brings his king. Do you recollect the rule? In the end game, king should be the leader. His king goes back. Now we push the pawn. Can you see, again we have got a position of disconnected passed pawns. Black king comes to attack it. White pawn walks forward. Again the same situation of 2.5 squares. Black king, if he tries to take this pawn, then our pawn is walking forward and he cannot come to g7 or g6. So he tries to go back. We bring our king. He stands here. We just keep moving our king. And finally our king goes forward and supports the square f6. Black king goes back. White pawn walks forward and again gets the position of disconnected passed pawns. As black king comes to attack it, finally white pawn walks forward. Can you see? Now black king cannot come to attack our pawn. So as he captures our pawn, we make a new queen and we win the match. So friends, now let's go to the fourth example of this video. In this example, it is white to play. Can you see? White has got 2 pawns and black has got 1 pawn. These 2 pawns are disconnected passed pawns. They stand at the same rank and there is a gap of 1 square between them. It was white to play, so white starts with pawn push, the 2.5 pawn position. Can he capture it? Of course no. If he takes, then white pawn will run forward. So black king goes here. Now white's first job is his king should go and capture this pawn. If you just start going to this side, then the black pawn will come down and make a new queen. So first we must go and capture the pawn. As we go to capture the pawn, black king really cannot do anything. Again we get a position of disconnected pawns. Pawn push, the 2.5 position. Since black king cannot attack us, he just goes back. We bring our king. As he moves back, we push the b pawn and get the position of disconnected pawns. As he comes to attack us, pawn b7, and now he of course cannot come here, so finally we make a new queen. So friends, I hope you have learned something good from this video. Did you like the video? If yes, please press the like button, share this with your friends and subscribe my channel. Keep waiting for the next lessons. New lessons are soon coming. Thank you. Have a good day.